there are a couple housekeeping items. There is a booklet of newly hired faculty that's prepared by Ted Young's awesome team in the Office of Faculty Affairs and Development that you should have access to, and the FCE's Fall 2025 Faculty Development Opportunities reference sheet booklet thing, courtesy of Brad Owen's excellent team in the FCE. That was included in my welcome message, which I think you received yesterday. So you should have access to that. Again, this is our general faculty meeting where we discuss some basic things for your information. We introduce our new tenure line faculty hires. We talk about faculty development opportunities, and we do a lot of other fun stuff in here. Speaking of fun stuff, one of our traditions here in the general faculty meeting is we give stuff away. Gift cards, if I'm not mistaken. And I think you all know that I don't prefer just to give it to the first person that raises their hand or something like that. We like to make it a little bit more sporting. So of course, in the tradition of our Brain Bowl, we have some trivia questions that and we're using Buzz In Live. So if we could go to the slide that has the Buzz In Live thing, there we go. You have a chance to earn some prizes through a series of trivia questions that I made up last night. So we are good to go. The who? Jeanette, tell them what they need to know.
So if you go to the Buzzin Live website, it's just buzzin.live. It's going to ask you to join a game, and you need a code for joining the game. The code is 205929.
205929?
205929. And please put your actual name, not a nickname, because for us to keep track of who the actual winner is, we're going to have to come back and find you.
One more time with the code.
205929. And don't buzz in before he finishes asking the question, because I'm not going to count you.
Awesome.
205929. I can't do it ahead of time. It doesn't let me. It'll kick me out. So otherwise, we would have put it up on the screen. We're good?
Okay. By the way, MPPs, Jeanette told me earlier, MPPs, you can play, but you can't win. Yeah. It's like void where prohibited. You know. Yeah, you want to do a test?
Sure.
All right, let's do a test, Jeanette.
Okay, everybody, people are already hitting it. Let me clear one more time. Keep buzzing. I see everybody buzzing. So it'll show me who buzzed first. That's the idea behind this. Okay, I'm clearing buzzers. So stop hitting the button. Stop hitting the button. I'll call you out. Everybody stop hitting the button. Oh, you all can see it too, right? Okay. No more hitting the buttons. Tom. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay, for real. You gonna ask the first question?
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's live now, right? This question counts. There's a gift card associated with this question?
Correct.
Okay, this is a softball question. The next slide, and in fact, let's jump to the next slide, please, the one after that. Okay, so I'll shout these people out in a second, but these are our distinguished members of the President's Cabinet, okay? And so the first question is associated with these folks up here. Aside from President Morales, who is the longest serving member of the President's Cabinet? Is it Robert Nava, Paz Olivares, Greg Abbott, or Sam Sudhakar?
I was waiting for the provost to finish asking the question, and I think it should be Deb Perez-Torres that gets to answer.
All right, Deb Perez-Torres, where are you? You have to be in the room, obviously. Hey, there you are. All right, so what is your answer? You have who? A clarifying question. Yes, go ahead. In the cabinet, fair question. It is Sam Sudhakar, that is correct. He's an old salty dog on this campus. Yes, so all right, so you win a prize and we have your name and Jeanette will be in touch with how to redeem your prize. Oh, and people can win more than once, right? So someone can take all 5. Okay, here we go. Let's move on to the official program. Number one, I'd like to thank the President and the other members of Cabinet for joining us here this morning. I know they have a lot to do, but this is one of the events that they enjoy because they get to kind of hang out with the cool kids in academic affairs. So I appreciate them being here. As you can see, well, you can't see anymore, but there is the Cabinet. So we have President Morales. You all know President Morales. And those of you that were here in the prior meeting heard some news. I'm not going to repeat it because it's not my place to repeat it, but you heard some news. Okay. There have been some changes in the cabinet that I want to clarify. Number one, Brian Haddock, who is was kinesiology faculty, he's sitting back over there. I talked to Brian earlier, and I referred to him, or I addressed him as quitter, because for the past 3 years, Brian Haddock served admirably as Chief of Staff for the President. And I really appreciated Brian's presence in there as a voice for the faculty, but also a voice of reason and someone who proved to be a great friend and confidant. Brian has decided that he couldn't take it anymore and decides he likes his 2 p.m. runs and hanging out at Starbucks in the morning and not having the pressure of wearing a tie, apparently, anymore, Brian. So Brian has decided to return to the faculty, but I did want to acknowledge Brian's service to the cabinet over the course of the past 3 years, and also welcome Catherine Hartley, who was here, but she might have bolted. But Catherine Hartley is now the President's new Chief of Staff, and Rena Nolasco is going to be the Deputy Chief of Staff, so I wanted to make that announcement. David, you weren't here this time last year, were you? Or were you here? Oh, you were here? I just like to forget. But we also have David Defoe Hunter, who is our Vice President for Strategic Enrollment Management and Marketing. We have the long in the tooth Sam Sudhakar here. You're not that old, Sam. You just are long serving. Sam Sudhakar as our Vice President for Finance, Technology, and Operations. And of course, Paz Oliveras, who's our Vice President for Student Affairs. Robin Phillips, who is our Vice President for HR and someone who appreciates random encounters with coyotes, bears, and sandstorms. Yes, and Robert Nava, who was here earlier, and Robert just bailed too. Robert is our outgoing Vice President for University Advancement. Robert has decided to step down and explore the wonderful world of retirement and doing some consulting and other things. And so coming in as our interim Vice President for University Advancement, we have Ray Watts, who is a delightful, talented individual, and I'm sure you'll all be happy to get to know him. All right, so now that I think that's everybody, those introductions are out of the way. We should move through this fairly quickly here. It is my pleasure to bring to the stage Jordan Fulham to introduce once again the Faculty Senate Executive Committee. I will say before Jordan comes over here, I've said this publicly before, but it has been, Jordan was the chair of the Senate last year, is continuing as chair of the Senate this year, and last year was a delightful experience working with Jordan and the rest of the members of the EC and the Senate as a whole. I felt like we had a great spirit of collaboration and really leaned into shared governance in new and refreshing ways. And I appreciate you, Jordan, and all the other members of the EC and the Senate for your dedication to working with us in that capacity. So take it away, Jordan.
Thank you, Provost Mohammed. How do I change slides? Is there someone controlling the slides?
Just nod that way.
Nod that way, okay. So I'm glad to be here, everyone. Welcome to the 2025-2026 academic year. And I'm going to start by, again, introducing the members of the Faculty Senate Executive Committee. They include Zachary Powell. He's serving as Vice Chair of the Senate from SBS. Lua Lopez, serving as Executive Secretary of the Senate from CNS. Donna Garcia is serving as Chair of the Faculty's Affairs Committee and is a representative on the Academic Senate of the CSU, SBS. John Reitzel, Chair of the Educational Policy and Resources Committee from SBS. H.A. Algan from the College of Arts and Letters and Jackie Coyle-Shapiro from JHBC are both at-large members of the Executive Committee. And Beth A. Steffel is our second representative to the Academic Senate of the CSU. So we can go to the next slide. And, one of my roles as Faculty Senate Chair has been to help to get people together around a shared vision. And if I had to put that vision in its simplest form, it would be this. It's the work of building shared governance is important, and you should care about it. So now, as we kick off a new academic year, I want to share some thoughts on how we can incorporate an ethic of care into our work. So first, we should care about maintaining the structures and procedures of shared governance. But we should also care about the democratic values that are at the foundation of those structures. I think it's important that we acknowledge that there are anti-democratic forces at play in the world right now, and particularly in this country. Democracy, academic freedom, and the rights of our students and their families are all under threat. I'm concerned about those things, and I know many of you are too. So remember that a potent form of resistance to those anti-democratic forces is to practice democracy right where you live and work. And we can do that here at CSUSB by engaging in the work around shared governance. That means the values around democratic decision-making are important not just for the practice of shared governance, but they have broader social and political implications for the world around us that I think we should take seriously. And for me, that's reason enough to care about the work of building stronger shared governance. Next, caring relationships also provide an important foundation for shared governance. We need to care for each other's well-being, ensure that each of us is free from harm, and ensure that each of us has the opportunity to have a voice and be heard. Carol Gilligan is a psychologist who founded a strand in feminist thought that addresses an ethics of care. Gilligan wrote that both love and democracy depend on voice. Bringing that closer to home, we might say that both our professional relationships and the practice of shared governance depend on voice. They depend on every member of our community having the opportunity to speak and to be heard. And without that foundation, meaningful shared governance is just not possible. So I want to share 2 suggestions on how we can practice listening that help to build that foundation. The first has to do with equity, and the second has to do with keeping an open mind. So first, we have to remember to bring basic fairness or equity to the task of listening. Men need to listen to women. Straight people need to listen to queer people. White people need to listen to people of color. And I want to add that we faculty need to listen to our administrative partners. And administrators, you need to listen to us faculty too. We also need to listen to people with whom we disagree. As an example, we have this inside joke in the Senate that we've spent months and months debating whether this one certain line somewhere in the FAM should use the word and or the word or. And for those of you who've had the courage to express an opinion in that debate, well, good luck to you, because you've probably earned yourself some mortal enemies in the process. That's an inside joke, but it leads me to my second point, and that's to listen with an open mind. Listening doesn't just mean allowing someone the space to speak, right? It also means being open to the possibility that their words could change your mind. We humans have a tendency to get stuck in our comfortable assumptions, our old categories and habits of mind. But we also have the capacity to think dialectically. We have the capacity to think critically through puzzles and contradictions and disagreements and use them as opportunities to be transformed. We need to listen in a way that makes that possible. When I was a high school teacher and just beginning to explore the connections between education and activism, I came to admire the teacher activist Bill Ayers. And at the time, Ayers often spoke about the pedagogical power of dialogue. He would say we need to speak with the possibility of being heard and listen with the possibility of being changed. This kind of dialogue is not just important for shared governance, but it's also the stuff of a vibrant and dynamic academic culture. I understand that part of what we do as academics is that we figure out how to frame an argument in order to persuade, right, or to win the debate in the case of politics. But the true thinker, or artist or philosopher, exists in a state of becoming. We listen with the possibility of being changed because it frees us from the prisons we create for ourselves up here. We listen with the possibility of being changed ultimately because we want to grow. So here I'm going to return to the shared vision in its simple form and summarize. The work of building stronger shared governance matters, and you should care about it. Democratic values matter. Public education plays an important role in a free and democratic society, and we can attend to that role by being stubbornly pro-democracy in how we engage in the work of shared governance. 2, relationships and voice matter. We should continue practicing listening to one another across our differences, across our disagreements, and with open minds. These are some thoughts on how we can incorporate an ethic of care into our work this academic year, and I'm looking forward to continuing being a part of that conversation. Thank you, everyone.
Uh-oh, Jeanette's coming back up. There's some keys? Oh, these.
Can I have them?
Sure. There you go, Jeanette. Thank you, Jordan. I honestly and sincerely appreciate, not that I'd be lying, appreciate those remarks. I mean, I've talked to some different groups on campus already this year, and I think what you were driving at is what we need to strive for as an entire campus community, and demonstrate, if nothing else, a little bit more care and concern and empathy and sincerity in listening with one another. So thank you for that. Moving right along, congratulations are also in order for the numerous faculty members who've received internal funding and or release time for use this academic year. This slide just shows a summary of some of the commitments that we have maintained despite budgetary woes toward supporting our faculty in the work that they do through service and the work that they do through research and other kind of scholarly endeavors. And so while we have had, because of the budget conditions, had to make cuts in many places, we have done as best we can and will continue to do as best we can to support some of this very important work through service and scholarship. And I won't go through each of those, but that is just a quick summary. Our colleagues continued to shine while many of us were away for summer break. I don't know why I said many of us. I was here most of the time. But with several awards and appointments announced. And so among them, we have 3 faculty members, H.A. Algan, Melissa Murphy, and Michelle Russin, who were recipients of the inaugural CSU AI Educational Innovations Challenge Awards. Their proposals were among the 63 selected for funding out of more than 400 proposals, so congratulations to them. We have Edna Martinez, who is our Associate Vice President and Administrator in charge of the Palm Desert campus, who was selected to participate in Excellencia in Education's Policy Fellows program. She and the other fellows will examine national-level perspectives while drawing from campus-level expertise to engage with Excellencia's national policy agenda during the 8-month-long program. And I will say that our relationship with Excellencia was not a given. It took a lot of work from a lot of people on campus, notably Edna and Oh, yeah, and Nancy Acevedo from the College of Education, who really put a ton of time and energy into writing a successful application for recognition by Excellencia. So thank you to you and Nancy Edna. Yeah. Bob Miller, a lecturer in JHBC's Public Administration program, was named the 2025 Outstanding Educator by the Inland Empire chapter of the American Society for Public Administration. He was recognized for his excellence in teaching, mentorship, and public service, so give it up for Bob. Elizabeth Castillo, Assistant Professor of Management and Director of Principals for Responsible Management Education, was named a 2025 CUMU Impact Fellow by the Coalition of Urban and Metropolitan Universities. She will lead research into how universities measure their community impact and how they can improve that process. Congratulations, Elizabeth. This last one never ceases to amaze me just because of the consistency. CSUSB's Theta Lambda chapter of Pi Sigma Alpha, the National Political Science Honor Society, was awarded a Best Chapter Award for 2024-2025, led by faculty advisor Christina Villegas. The Theta Lambda chapter was awarded along with 5 other chapters from institutions similar in size out of over 830 Pi Sigma Alpha chapters. Here's the amazing part. It also marks the 12th year that the chapter has received this award. Totally impossible without the support of the faculty. So thank you very much. All right, Jeanette, you ready for another one? Okay, here's another wonderful trivia opportunity where you can win fantastic prizes. And remember, Tom Long, you're not to buzz in until after the question is read in its entirety. It's a question where I give you 4 options to choose from, so please wait, Tom Long, until that 4th option is read. Okay. Same code, 205929, that one? New code.
205929.
205929 is the code. We ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, question 2. Who made the following statement? God doesn't play dice. Was it A, Bugsy Siegel? Was it B, Albert Einstein? Was it C, Tammy Faye Mesner, formerly known as Tammy Faye Baker? Or D, Annie Duke?
Who's Bubba?
She said real names. It was indeed Albert Einstein who said God doesn't play dice, way not to fall for Bugsy Siegel, who kind of built up Vegas, and Annie Duke, the poker player, and Tammy Faye Baker, just seemed like somebody to throw in there. Okay, all right, moving right along. What do we have next? I did want to go over just a few things that we need to focus on this year, some of which are system-level priorities, and some are somewhat local and personal. But number one, we have the Chancellor's Office that has declared this year as the year of morales. Oh, wait, no, the year of engagement. All right, where among other things, I'll just say how I see it playing out. I mean, number one, I think it's important. It's an opportunity for us to really think about how we re-engage our campus communities, how we bring people back to campus, how we bring a sense of new life to campuses to support our students and our faculty and our staff, but also how we support our communities and re-engage our communities. So the Chancellor's Office has a campaign about the year of engagement. We also have, as the President mentioned earlier, CSUSB's strategic plan, which we are approaching the midway point through our strategic plan, and we have made some very incredible progress along the lines of strategic planning. And as the President was alluding to earlier, the third goal of our strategic plan is actually kind of a third rail right now in national politics, but we remain committed, and as Jordan was just suggesting, to our principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion in that plan. Obviously, student success is never going to go away as a priority of ours. So we're still going to focus on things like graduation rates, things like closing equity gaps, and things like ensuring that our students have all of the support that they need in order to be successful and kind of map out their lives after CSUSB. We spent 2 days earlier this week in a cabinet retreat where one of the things we focused on at great length was AI. And how we can incorporate AI into what we do as a campus to streamline processes, support research, support our students, and otherwise lead the CSU through technology and artificial intelligence. The other thing we focused on at our President's Cabinet retreat was lifelong learning and demographic shifts in the country, that if we want to continue to thrive as an institution, we ought to be mindful of. The traditional 18-year-old graduating from high school, coming to college, spending 4 years there, that still exists, but it does not exist in the same way that it used to. We do have, though, a lot of people who are lifelong learners, who are long on experience and short on time, and we need to think of innovative and creative ways to engage with those folks who are looking to continue to learn, who are looking to upskill, who are looking to pivot in their careers and otherwise continue their own growth and development. So that will be a priority of ours this year. The budget's up there because the budget's always a priority. I won't go into too much detail on that right now. But enrollment is on there. David Defoe Hunter will be coming up here in a second to talk about where we are with enrollment currently. I'll tease a little bit of it to thank our faculty and our staff, but since this is the faculty meeting, I will say the gains that we have made in recovering some of our losses in enrollment would not be possible if it weren't for the support and efforts of our faculty. And that's not lip service, that's real. So thank you very much for that. And finally, as Jordan was suggesting, and this is the one where it's really personal to me, community on campus. Not just people on campus, but people engaging with one another in civil and meaningful and respectful ways, I think is something that I really want to focus on. And as Kelly Campbell would say, I think she's in here somewhere, the culture of thriving, but also just a culture of nice. It's something that means a lot to me, and I certainly don't want to come to work every day and encounter folks who don't want to play nice. So there we go. Now, speaking of enrollment, David Defoe Hunter is going to come up and say a couple of words about where we are with our enrollment. And David, I have a special image that's on the slide for you. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
That's a way to build credibility. Jordan, you are always so thoughtful in your articulation of how to be our best selves with one another, and I really appreciate that reminder. I don't know if you guys were here in our earlier convocation, but one of the things that happened is that Robin articulated sort of her concern over coyotes and bears, and that she was not informed of these potential dangers. And I just want to add that the other thing that I was not informed about when I came to San Bernardino was the wind. I had a full head of hair, and now it's gone, and no one told me. So that's a problem. So Rafiq asked me to come and share a little bit about where we are with enrollment. We have a couple of pieces here. Now, this is a moving target, so we're still moving through the fall. But I think what you're seeing here is some positive news. And I think the other piece that's important to note about this information is that it represents the third semester of growth. So when we think about spring 25, we grew compared to spring 24. So we had a larger spring 25 than spring 24. We had a larger summer 25 than summer 24. And we're going to have a larger fall 25 compared to fall 24. These data are, categorized in two basic buckets. One are your new students, so about a 14% increase in new student enrollment. That's first-time freshmen, transfer students, and graduate students. And then the more important number, right, which is that FTES number, that California resident number that helps us get to our target. We're not at that target yet, but we are seeing a 3% increase. That's my best guess as to where we're going to land. So, yes, ma'am. Yes, this is fall 25. This is fall 25. Thank you for that comment. So fall 25 is what we're looking at now, and this is where we are. What I think the important piece is that there's lots of different activities that are ongoing on our campus. But enrollment, and particularly my job, is to represent you and to rely on you and to provide ways that you can contribute to this collective work that we do together. And these results, as Dr. Muhammad had mentioned earlier, really is a representation of your engagement at every level of this work. In the classroom, in the Choose events that we have, in the campus visits that students come and are interacting with you, all the different ways that you have contributed through an email, a phone call, a text, a conversation, they all really matter. They truly do. And these results indicate that your work is having an impact. And one of the things that I wasn't able to share in this particular slide, but the largest gain in our new student population is among our transfer students. So we'll have almost a 16% increase in our transfer students, and they committed at significantly higher rates than in the previous year, and I believe that is a direct result of your willingness to engage them through the ways that you have all through the spring semester. I'll say one last thing, because I only had 2 minutes, but I'm taking 5, is that our spring semester is also looking very positive so far. So right now, we have an instant admit happening. This is an event that's happening at Chaffee Community College. There are over 90 students that registered for that event. And we're already seeing the impact on our application. So last year, for example, and this is for our first-time freshman applications for spring, we received 125 applications in total. As of today, and the application cycle doesn't finish until September 15th, we have 380 first-time freshman applications submitted thus far. So we anticipate that we're going to see a larger spring class, and the way that we get to our final target of 1649 is that consecutive growth in our semester. So beginning last spring, moving through this fall, and again, hopefully for spring 26 and beyond, we'll get to that target. So thanks so much. It's great to partner with you, and thank you for letting me spend a little bit of time.
Thank you, David. Again, we're not out of the woods, but those certainly are encouraging data. So appreciate it, David. And he's just going to run out before I finish roasting him. I can get you on the stairs. Don't worry. But I think these are encouraging data because it helps get the chancellor off our back, right? Because if we're not meeting our enrollment targets, that is a problem, and there can be funding declines associated with not meeting enrollment goals. But more importantly, it's us fulfilling our obligation to our service area and to the Inland Empire through education. So again, thank you. And whoever chaired the search committee that brought that guy here was a genius. Oh wait, that was me. There you go, David. And I'm sure I told you about the wind, but you know, Anyway, have a good day, David, and thank you. Next, I was just talking a little bit earlier about our continued investment in faculty research in particular, and I didn't talk about some of the challenges that we've been facing with respect to changes in Washington around particular funding sources. And part of the reason I didn't do it is because I'm not as well equipped as Dr. Tim Akers to have that conversation with you. So Tim, take it away. Tim Akers, our Associate Provost for Academic Research. Thank you, Tim.
Speaking of no hair and wind, that's another issue. But I don't believe in doing this alone, and we've got about 3 minutes. But I believe everything happens with a team. Don't you agree? Yes or no? Absolutely. And speaking of strategies to help get some enrollment, before we start real quick, I'm going to ask my distinguished team, this is a few of them, we've got a few others that's out, to briefly just say your name and what you do. Jessica, Administrative Analyst. Tommy Daniels, Pre-Award. Stacy, HR Liaison. Yolanda, Senior Research Analyst, Post Award. Emily, Post Award, Research Analyst. Myrna Weber, we were lucky to recruit her from Fullerton. Pre-Award Director. Julie Wessel, Post Award. Way to go, Julie. She's directing it. Kaylee, Post Award. All right. Tanya Valerie, Pre-Award. Dr. Ryan Keating, Student Research, Office of Student Research and Innovation. Dr. Michael Gillespie, soon to be Doctor, Research Compliance. Everything happens. Every one of you right there in this audience right there are part of helping us bring in students. The Office of Academic Research sees that as a shared responsibility, and we've got a couple little strategies to share with you. As you can see on the next slide, please, and stay here, no one's leaving. Okay, the first one real quick I'd like to share with you. For those that don't know, the federal government is kind of the issues around indirect cost. Who in here is familiar with indirect cost? Raise your hand. Yes, okay. Well, we have an negotiated indirect cost rate of 47%, but given current administrative issues right now, that's down to 15% that they're challenging. There are a number of temporary restraining orders and others to keep it where it's at the 47s and everyone else, but we are dealing with this pretty aggressively. And it is having an impact, but we're able to, thanks to this team here, is adjust to that impact. On that issue, those that don't know, it is down to 15% across a number of agencies. They're trying to standardize it. But on the right side, there are some good things. What was called our de minimis has actually gone up from 10% to 15%. So what we do is we track every single dollar that goes to the provost and the president and each of you. And Sam, you got all the numbers? Okay, good, all right. And so on that note also, agencies and programs specify indirects, but what we're doing is working on training, conferences, grants, and a whole strategy in order to offset this. Very important. And the last piece we want to raise here real quick is elevating. So what we're doing is initiating strategies that's called modified total direct costs to just focus on total direct costs. Am I correct about that, directors? So we're looking at strategies that have not been considered yet. This office is not just sitting down on its laurels, though I think we could probably in many ways, but let's change the page. Real quick, this office is dealing with the pressures. You do not have to worry about it as faculty. We will work with each and every one of you. Dr. Tony Colson right there, he and his team, Vinny, just received, there they are, raise your hands. They just received yesterday, was it about $5.4 million? $5 million, all right. And I would like to also thank you for your hard work in doing that, but also that doesn't happen by accident. Their networks and building it up, and I would like to thank our team for working closely with them. On that note, we'll deal with the pressure. Don't you worry about it. If you have issues, get a hold of us. Real quick to change it, and I got 1 more minute left, to diversify. There are 6 areas we're dealing with it to address it, to make sure we have money still coming in. So one of the areas is we want to diversify our portfolio. So that number 1 is diversify it. Federal, state, corporate, philanthropic, bringing it all together. The second is we want to increase the amount of funds coming in through indirect cost. So there are strategies. Many of you get 0. We're working with you to see about adjusting that on up to 5, 10, 15. And to move over toward the end of it, what we're trying to do is embed student research. Many of you put proposals together, but you don't put students in it. And as a provost said, to increase students, the research shows that students like to come to institutions when they're doing research. And on that, we want to make sure that your proposals consider students, because it helps us when we put the proposals together. And on the very last, we want to work with companies to get them more engaged with us. We've been doing a really good job of it, and thanks to our entrepreneurship program and our team, Dr. Keating and the team working on bringing in companies here. So we're looking to build a closer relationship. So when we're looking to bring in money to provide to you, we're wanting to make sure that we have the resources to provide to the president, provide to the provost. And sir, I will shut up there. Woo! I'm not used to standing in one spot, but that's another issue. But call on us if you need anything. Ciao. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Did I take too long?
No, you're good, Tim. You're good. Thank you, Tim, and thank you, team. As you can tell, when we were recruiting for Tim's position, very explicitly we said low-key, understated guy. And no, thank you, Tim. It has been a very challenging environment with the uncertainty that's been ushered in with the current administration, and so I really do appreciate Tim and his entire staff there for helping us kind of navigate and negotiate that space and continue to support faculty and student research in the way that you do. So thank you very much. Oh, look, it's time for another trivia question. Jeanette, we good to go? Same access code, 205929? Okay, here we go. We ready for this one? This applies to what happens at 4 o'clock today. Okay? Remember, there are 4 choices, so you have to wait till they're all asked, till I say everything, until you can buzz in. All right. Prior to assuming the highest office in the land, this former U.S. president also served as a licensed bartender. Was it A, Abraham Lincoln, B, Bill Clinton, C, George W. Bush, or D, Millard Fillmore? Taylor Moon. It was not Bill Clinton, but I love the guess because it seems like it'd be Bill Clinton, right? Renee C. is next. It was not Millard Fillmore. They were Abraham Lincoln, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, or Millard Fillmore. Who said that? Lincoln? You said W. Okay, that's not correct either. So we've only got one other. It is Abraham Lincoln. He actually had a bar. And fun fact, I'm from the D.C. area. I used to fly in and out of BWI a lot. There was this hotel down the street where pilots used to overnight, and they had this $5 drink special called Drinking with Lincoln, and there were lots of pilots in there. So if anybody's traveling anytime soon, think about that. Okay, moving right along. We wanted to just kind of share some of the other things that we're going to be doing over the course of the year that we carryovers from last year and things like that, to gather, discover, and engage with members of our academic affairs team and both faculty and staff. So as with past years, there will be numerous opportunities for campus members to gather, discover, and engage. Here's a sample of some of the happenings that the CSU libraries will offer under the leadership of Dean Rebecca Lubas. The Book Salon which I attend every time I have an opportunity, is a social hour for readers with the Dean of the Libraries, Rebecca Lubas, and me. And I will say half the time the conversation ends up having nothing to do with books, and we just talk about whatever, and sometimes there are drinks there too. So the book salon, look out for information on that. The Provost presents Faculty Research Series, which is a showcase of the scholarly works of our CSUSB faculty. This series provides a platform for faculty to share their research findings, engage in discussions, and connect with other campus members. The Fantasy Book Cafe, a monthly book club to discuss fantasy and sci-fi and fantasy books. We also have open educational resource support drop-ins. This offering is for faculty only. Watch the library calendar for dates. There's the Pop-Tart Pop-In, which provides an opportunity for campus members to chat with the library dean and librarians and enjoy a Pop-Tart. It will be offered on Mondays from noon to 1 p.m. starting on September 8th. And just one other shout out for Rebecca and your team in the library. I said this when I met with your library team a couple of weeks ago, but I love what they have done to really transform the library into a comprehensive space for student success, student learning, and faculty success as well. It's open to everybody on campus, but it's really just a really kind of cool spot to come and hang out. And I really do appreciate you and our faculty librarians and your staff in the library, Rebecca, so thank you. The president mentioned earlier that October 18th from 2 to 5 p.m. is our homecoming bash. So we want everybody to come out. Again, there's going to be a recurrent theme here. It's fun. They have rides. It's great for families. There's food and drinks. So, the homecoming bash, if you haven't attended one of our homecomings, I really encourage you to do that. I say this all the time. I'm on the alumni board for one of my alma maters. I've attended their homecoming. It's good, but it ain't as good as ours. The CSUSB's homecoming is really special, so I encourage you to come out and attend that if you haven't. Is Kelly gone? Did Kelly leave us? Oh, wait, there you are, Kelly. I was going to make you come up here and talk about this. Okay, Kelly says no. But one of the things that we are very proud to be hosting this year is the American Council on Education Women's Network for Southern California. It is hosted by CSUSB and our Vice Provost, Kelly Campbell. Kelly, thank you for bringing that opportunity our way. It is supported by CSUSB's GLOW members, and it's going to be mid-spring 2026, and there'll be other things associated with that. Anything else I need to say about that, Kelly? Everyone should come. She said it, so you should be there. We're excited about that. Thank you, Kelly. Next thing that I just wanted to throw out there is, every year we generate this kind of report for the things that happened the year prior in academic affairs. I'm sure all of you read it very closely. Maybe you don't. But this year we decided to do something a little bit different, and we decided to launch a yearbook. So we are going to have and Deb, thank you for your help with the yearbook. I appreciate it. We are going to have a yearbook launch party where we celebrate our academic year 24-25 accomplishments. It'll be an opportunity for you to mingle with colleagues, enjoy some refreshments, things like that. We're still working on a date, but it'll be sometime in September. And wait, another trivia opportunity, Jeanette? We're doing well on time. Here we go. Y'all ready? You know the code, 205929. Okay, and remember, wait till I give you all four choices. I will say, AJ, do you want me to? Never mind, I'm not going to say. All right. Here we go, here's the question. We ready, Jeanette? All right, Tom left, so we don't have to worry about him buzzing in prematurely. This iconic fashion designer, Andre, I see you. I expect you to get this. All right? Andre Harrington is the answer, so there we go. This iconic fashion designer is credited for originating the little black dress, saying, "A woman can be overdressed, but never over-elegant." Is it Pierre Cardin? Is it Yves Saint Laurent? Is it I'm not going to say her whole name, I'll just say Prada. Or is it Coco Chanel? J.R. Anthony. Say it loud and proud. Coco Chanel in the 1920s created the little black dress. There we go. She was tired of all the colors around her, thought it was distracting, and wanted a simple, elegant dress. Andre, shame on you for not buzzing in more quickly. Whatever. Hey, I'm just saying, you didn't win, and that's your wheelhouse. All right, so anyway, congratulations, it was Coco Chanel. All right. What else do we have? Oh, moving on to one of the highlights of today's program, Ted Young, our Associate Provost for Faculty Affairs and Development, is going to come up here and just very briefly introduce and welcome our new faculty. Ted, take it away.
So this time last year when I did this, I had been here for almost 2 weeks, and they gave me a long script with a lot of people to introduce. I did such an amazing job that this year they said, just read the names off the slide, period. So that's one. But seriously, there's a reason for us to try to keep things short. There's a faculty lunch after this, and we don't want to keep anybody from their lunch. So I will read the names off the slides that are going to appear. Before I do that, though, I want to thank Jordan for the words that he said. They're very important, very meaningful, and it's an honor to have you as a colleague. Thank you, Jordan. So the slides should be up. The first one, we have Nydia Torres in nursing, Timothy Ortiz in nursing, Nicole Ringo in nursing, and Suyang Wang in computer science and engineering. So welcome, all of you. The next slide is up. We have Mark Miller in music, Jamal Apia Kubi in social work, Carrie West in social work, Priyajali Chakraborty, in social work. Got everybody? Thank you and welcome to all of you. And that's it. Okay.
Yeah, so really quickly, all of the new people, if you're in here, if you could stand just to be recognized. One more time. All. There we go. Yeah. All right. Thank you for choosing CSUSB. We are happy to have you here. All right. Oh, wow. We are remarkably efficient today. We are ready for our grand prize, the last trivia question, and then I will yield the floor to Tiffany Jones from the CFA to introduce, to say a couple of words. But our grand prize, here we go. Last trivia question, curated personally by me last night on the couch while icing my knee. And the code still, Jeanette, 205929, right? Okay, here we go. It's a question with 4 options. And finally, this question reminds me of a student I had once, because I used to say this thing that I'd just jokingly say, my body's a temple. And I said that to a group of students once. And this one student, and she was dead serious, she's like, I said, yeah, my body's a temple. And she's like, really? My body's a disco. And I was like, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, that's troubling. Okay, anyway. And finally, who made the following statement? I don't do drugs. I am a drug. Was it John Lennon? Was it Salvador Dali? Was it Courtney Love? Or was it Timothy Leary? It was absolutely Salvador Dali. You win the grand prize, which is actually 2 gift cards. So congratulations to you. Yes, all right, so there we go. Before I'll come back up after Tiffany says a couple of words. Tiffany, this is Tiffany Jones, professor of history and the president of the California Faculty Association. Tiffany, say what you would like to say. We have plenty of time, but don't forget to mention lunch and drinks at 4 o'clock.
Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. I'm here to officially invite you to our Welcome Back lunch that we host every year, where we get together and break bread, which I think is a very important event. But I also wanted to officially thank all our California Faculty Association members, and also everybody, because we have an executive board, which is probably the biggest in the CSU system. So we have representatives from every single department, 2 representatives. So I encourage you to get involved. And then we also have our chapter offices that you can reach out to us. But we will talk to you more at the luncheon. We also have a special guest coming to our luncheon. We have a brand new CFA president, Margarita Berta Avia, who will be joining us. So please come and join us. It will be in the it's the Alumni Center now, right? In the Obershore room. So they've renamed the Upper Commons, which I just found out, to the Alumni Center. So it'll be in the Obershore room. So after this meeting, just walk over and I was told to tell you that we have 2 lines of food. Choose one, right? But there's different options. There'll be Mexican on one side and Harvest food on the other. So just choose one, because we're expecting a lot of people this year, because all the lecturer faculty are also planning to come too. So I'll see you in a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tiffany. So that concludes our formal program here today. I did just want to say, though, that I feel privileged to work alongside all of you, including the people I'm just meeting for the first time today. I know there's a lot going on in the world and a lot going on in the country, I just am appreciative that I have CSUSB as my professional home and you as colleagues. I wish you all an outstanding academic year, and be careful out there, as they used to say on Hill Street Blues, which makes me sound really old. I was a toddler when that was on. But in any case, take care, everybody. Enjoy lunch, and I'll see you all around.